So let's get started. So thanks again, everybody. As I mentioned, appreciate everybody who RSVP'd and could join the meeting today. My name's Steve Glick. I'm the head of customer success here at HomeAbroad. Joined today by Janet Pereira, who many of you maybe have interacted with in the past, as well as our CEO, Amresh Singh. What we're going to do is, I mentioned for those who joined late, is we're just going to go through a couple slides, give a little bit of a background on who we are at HomeAbroad, some of the exciting things that we have going on here, and some of the products and services that we can offer both your clients as well as you as real estate agents. I'm going to start off by having some opening remarks by Amresh. If at any point during the meeting, if you have any questions, please feel free to add them to the Q&A tab on the Teams toolbar. And then, of course, we're going to have a Q&A session at the end. So if you didn't want to type that in, but did have any questions that came up, please feel free to ask those as well. So Amresh, I will turn it over to you.
Thank you, Steve. Thanks for that intro. Hello, everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm the founder and CEO of HomeAbroad, Amresh Singh. A lot of you have been with HomeAbroad right from the start, while we were just a company based out of my basement, so to speak. From that point, we have transitioned to kind of a company with a good traction right now with great prospects. So thank you so much for your partnership, especially those who have been with us right from the beginning. And you'd have seen the ups, downs, and feedback that we have taken from you as part of our journey to really be where we are at. Some really exciting updates and announcements from my end. Really excited about the prospects that we are facing as a company here. Really excited about the opportunity. The fact that we grew our company and our business in one of the most difficult, real estate market in recent times is a testament of the robust business model and the way we are kind of addressing the opportunity that exists in this market. So thank you, everyone, for that partnership. This meeting will spend a lot of time talking about, HomeAbroad Loans, the mortgage loan product that we launched. We, as you guys know, we started this company with a vision of being the one-stop shop, and that had its own journey. Our first focus was to build the network for our real estate agent partners, where foreign buyers can work with agents who are specialized to do transaction with international clientele, either due to their certified international property special designation with NAR, or they have language skill set, or they've just had extensive experience in working with international clients. So we were looking to build a platform to help connect international buyers with experts like yourself who have that expertise to work with international clientele. We, in the initial days, were sending our leads from a mortgage standpoint to a network of our partner lenders. But very soon we realized, not everyone is looking at these leads in the same lens that we are. It's a niche market. It's a market where you need to really understand your customers. And what we were finding out, is most of the lender partners that we're referring leads to, these customers were not their priority. Domestic transactions are, of course, easier to do. Sometimes the transaction time here also has a longer tail time, right? And the attention and focus that was needed for this transaction was just not there, and we thought, we are well placed to kind of take this part of the business in our own hand, bring our lending business in-house, because we understand these customers better. We understand how to convert these leads. We understand how we can nurture and engage these leads. Our technology is 10x better than our nearest competition in this market. So all these factors kind of contributed to help us bringing the lending business in-house, and glad we did. In the last 2 months that we have launched this business, we have seen amazing traction. We have 400 plus engaged active customers right now that are actively, looking to transact or, buy a property in the US. When we launched this, and my thought was, we'll get our first funding in at least 3 to 4 months. But in the first month that we launched, we closed 5 transactions. The second month, 15. The third month, we are, on set to do around 25 to 30. And really, my goal is to do 100 transactions per month, in our loan shop in next 5 to 6 months, right? So we are kind of progressing at a great speed with some very exciting opportunities here, and really excited with this opportunity. Steve will talk more about our loan products and exactly how we are catering from a market standpoint. But what really makes me excited is the opportunity that it brings, with our agent partners as well, right? Because now, since we control the transaction and we have a little bit more skin in the game from a customer relation standpoint, especially on the market side, now we can send you clients who are actually pre-approved on our end, and we can do the difficult part of nurturing some of these clients who have a little bit longer time frame to transact on our end. And then once they are ready, and we issue them a pre-approval letter and then send it your way for them for your help to help them find the right property. So really excited with the prospects that bringing the lending unit in-house brings. But at the same time, we're not stopping there. We really want to be a one-stop shop, for international buyers that has the technology and means to enable the international buyers of US real estate really 10x better than anyone else. So in kind of that spirit, we're also launching an AI-powered property search platform for our foreign national buyers that's expected to launch sometime in end of August. But what that platform will really do is I could be anywhere around in this world. I would punch in some key attributes. For example, I want to generate, say, $500 cash flow from a property with a 300,000 to 500,000, budget for very novice investors. Or if I'm a little bit experienced investors, I'll put in, I need 10% cash on cash return or 15%, rental yield, whatnot. I want to buy a house in an area that has, growing population, growing job growth, whatnot. So I punch in those attributes, and our platform would show these customers the properties that that would meet those investment objectives. They select that property, we match them with an agent that operates in that area. You guys help them put an offer, get a purchase contract. Once that happens, we take care of the loan part in our shop. So really kind of be that true one-stop shop to really help the customer find that property, or at least narrow down their hours and hours of research to the right property, connect with the right agent in that area, and then really helping with the mortgage shop as well. We truly believe that will also help us to reduce the transaction time, and really get these customers, create a sense of urgency for them to transact sooner than later. We're also launching our free concierge service where we will help customers to set up an LLC to hold the property title, open a US bank account where needed for the loan process, and obtain homeowners insurance, connect them with a property management company, etc. So really, trying to be that one-stop shop that really democratizes the US real estate for international buyers. Hoping that excites you guys as well as much as it excites me. I see tremendous opportunity here. Right now, we are kind of driving traffic from customers who know about investing in US real estate, who know that this is a good investment, right? But I believe the market is actually huge, and say people who don't know about that this investment class exists. I'm originally from India, so I'll give you an example from India. In India, the common belief is real estate investing builds you generational wealth, right? But the rental yield in India is around 2.3%, right? And a lot of consumers in India, I would know, would invest in US real estate if they know that not only they can buy properties in the US without any restrictions, additional taxes, but in addition, they can obtain financing without any US credit history or any affiliation with the US banking system, right? And that's huge, and the average rental yield in the US is between 8 to 10%. They'll generate positive cash flow. It creates a huge opportunity, right? And we are here to kind of, really increase this market, leading with knowledge and awareness, and really excited about the prospects here. So thank you guys. Thank you again for the partnership. Thank you for joining this webinar. With that, I will let Steve talk a little bit more about our mortgage products.
Okay, great. All right, and I think one more, right, Ramesh?
Yeah, so...
Yep, there we go.
Yep,
perfect. Yep, right there. Perfect. Great. So yeah, so thanks, Ramesh. Appreciate that. So yeah, so why did we start this branch? What can Home Abroad offer your clients that's different than maybe what else is in the marketplace? And I think that's probably one of the most important things and one of the most important takeaways that everybody can take from this webinar. Um, what we've found in our limited time since we've launched Home Abroad Loans is really that third bullet there on the right hand side, which is the knowledge. So being a resource for our clients is probably the biggest thing that we strive to be able to accomplish for each person that comes in through our shop. What's amazing is that very few of the clients that we speak with actually know exactly what they want to buy, know exactly how much they want to spend. And, what's even more fascinating is they don't necessarily even know where they want to buy. All they know is that they want to buy a property in the United States. They've watched a YouTube video or read an article online that says it's a good idea, and they just want to know how much they can get in return. So to be able to be, a subject matter expert, to be able to provide, some really good knowledge and some good insight to our clients has really probably been the biggest benefit that we have seen since we came on board and started doing this back in April. Most of our clients are foreign nationals. We do have some people with, U.S. credit, U.S. background, but a lot of our clients are foreign nationals who either have spent limited time in the United States or maybe have never been to the United States. So they don't know really what's available and what's possible for them. So unlike kind of some of the other experiences that maybe some of the other lender partners that we were working with in the past provided, we really like to be, really more of advisors than loan officers. We want to make sure that, whether our clients are ready to buy tomorrow or they're ready to buy in a year or 2 years, that we're just providing all the important information to give them, all the education that they need to know what's possible. And that's one of the things that we really love about the real estate partnership that we have with all of you, is that, having that knowledge coming from more than one location has really been invaluable to our clients. Just want to jump to the next slide. So what are we doing that's different? Some of you may have worked with myself or some of our team members already. Some of you hopefully will be working together soon. But why did we decide to open up our own mortgage shop? Why, and why is that a benefit to both our clients as well as to you as real estate agents? To me, communication is key. The ability to pick up the phone, whether that be during normal business hours or on a Saturday, get some additional education for our clients, help them analyze a property that they're interested in buying, being able just to be available. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You broke up for a while, so go ahead.
Oh, sorry about that. So really what I was just saying is just having the being able to be a trusted advisor, but also being able just to have open lines of communication with our clients as well as our real estate agents. We like to make sure that we're keeping our our agents updated on the status of our clients, whether that be somebody who is just interested, has a pre-approval, has applied for a loan. We really like to make sure that we have those lines of communication open at all stages of the financing and of the transaction. What we also like to do is just make sure that we're following up. So our clients, sometimes when they work with some other lenders, they have an initial conversation, they get, they think that they're ready to buy a house, and all of a sudden, it goes dark, right? They can't get updates. They can't get in touch with the same person that they spoke with the first time. We just like, we like to provide a best-in-class experience, something that we're striving to do every single day. So here are some of the products that we have really focused on since we came on board and since we started here at Home Abroad. And these are the products that most of our clients really are both most qualified for and are really have been asking about. So obviously the investor cash flow DSCR loan, I'm sure everybody on this call has experience with it, has used it, and it's something that we find that a lot of our clients really do benefit from. The rates that we find are extremely competitive. It's a much easier process for our foreign clients, our foreign borrowers, to not have to provide extensive income documentation, in some cases, not even credit documentation, which is really, really beneficial, especially when you talk about countries that don't have centralized credit reporting. So instead of having to worry about, alternative lines of credit, or tax returns or pay stub equivalents, things like that. Just being able to quickly and efficiently qualify our borrowers, get them to closing in a reasonable amount of time. That's really been, really, really helpful and really beneficial. For those clients who maybe the DSCR ratio doesn't work out, or they're looking for, a property where the DSCR loan just isn't an option for them, we absolutely do still offer full doc loans, something that we can do as well. Bridge loans, fix and flip loans, right? They kind of go hand in hand, but something again that's asked for a lot. One of the best investment opportunities out there in the U.S. is if you have the means and you have the ability and you have the knowledge, being able to buy, a property in need of rehab, in need of, being refurbished, just having that option for foreign borrowers is very difficult for them to find. There are very few lenders out there, especially without previous experience, that will allow fix and flip loans for foreign nationals. That's something we can do. That's something that we have done, and something that we take pride in being able to assist our clients with. The fact that a lot of these clients, a lot of our borrowers aren't in the U.S. is another hurdle that some other lenders don't want to try to clear, and something that we specialize in. So being able to do embassy closings, or in the cases where people are closing in entities, being able to have our borrowers sign a corporate resolution to have a U.S.-based individual sign on their behalf. These are all just, they're solutions to problems that we really like to be able to help our clients with, as opposed to just kind of putting everybody in a box and saying, this is the way you have to do it.
If I may, Steve, add to what you just said, right?
Mm-hmm.
The way we like to think about it, as we are problem solvers, we don't like to say no, and we try to navigate the landscape to make sure that we are solving the problem for the clients, rather than saying, hey, this is something we can't do because it doesn't fit in this particular guideline, right? We really try to kind of mold ourselves in a way that really takes that problem solving approach to find a solution that works for the client. And also, Steve, I'm wondering if everyone on this call knows about the DSCR product. So if you could just kind of stress a little bit more around how does that product work, especially from a property's income versus personal income standpoint, that would be awesome.
Yeah, great question. So in terms of, so DSCR, let's just start from the beginning, debt service coverage ratio. So essentially what that means is just as if somebody's buying an investment property, what we can do is we can analyze the income earning potential on that property. And that can be done in a number of ways. It could be done using an existing lease. It could be done using a short-term rent roll that already exists. So let's say if they're buying a property that's already being used for Airbnb. Or it can be used using an analysis. So we can do an appraisal that will either look at short-term or long-term rental opportunities and qualify a client from an income perspective, just using that income. And just as long as that income earning potential on that property is equal to or greater than their expenses for the property, so that would be their mortgage payment, taxes, insurance, and association dues, then they're going to be qualified from an income perspective. So it's really a couple things that really that stick out for this product. The first is that it's a security blanket for not only the lender, but for the client as well, knowing that they're buying a sound investment up front where they're going to have a positive cash flow, even in the most conservative terms. And then, of course, from a documentation perspective, it's so much easier than having to worry about full documentation, which is what I mentioned earlier. Things like tax returns, things like credit verification, debts and considering debt to income ratios and things like that. It can become very difficult, not only for foreign borrowers but for self-employed borrowers, which we have a lot of. So to have this option available to not only ensure a sound financial investment, but an efficient and quick closing in 30 days or less is really crucial and really beneficial.
Awesome. Thanks, Steve.
Sure.
And I just wanted to go back a little bit. I think we missed one slide. I just wanted to also, educate our real estate agent partners. In our mortgage loan product that we have launched, we are starting with the solution for investors. So both foreign investors as well as domestic investors, will be served through our mortgage shop. We are launching, programs for US newcomers and established internationals. So anything that requires a primary residence, pretty soon. We're going to be live in Florida and Texas, I think by end of this month. And the plan is to get licensed for doing the newcomer population or someone who's coming to live in the US. I think we should be licensed in most of the states where we see majority of the newcomers come in by first to second quarter of next year as well. So just wanted to make sure that I get that information to our partners. Awesome. All right, so moving on. Steve, you want to talk a little bit about our features of our mortgage product?
Sure. So yeah, these are just a couple of highlights. So to summarize a little bit about those specific products that we talked about earlier, the biggest one is that first checkbox. A lot of our clients are told by big banks, some of your major banks that will even lend to foreign borrowers, that they're looking at a 40% or more down payment. We can qualify our borrowers who are foreign nationals for as little as 25% down. As soon as you talk about permanent residents, people with U.S. credit history, we can do even less. So having that down payment be 25% has really been an eye-opener for a lot of our prospective clients. Cash out 65 to 70%. So people looking to refinance, people looking for fix and flip refis, right? That can get up to 70% as well. So that's a really good opportunity as well. Term options in a lot of countries, something like a 30-year term isn't really out there, isn't something that a lot of our prospects have heard of. So being able to amortize those loan payments over such a long period of time creates a lot of income earning potential for cash over cash return each and every month. And then, they can still have the option to refinance, pay off a loan early. We're really flexible in terms of finding the right prepayment term that works best for our clients to ensure that they're not only seeing a positive cash flow, but have flexibility moving forward. Loan amounts. So a question that we are asked every single day. We can do loans as little as $75,000. So that's really helps for some of our lower cost areas, people looking to buy multiple properties. Having those lower minimums is great. And then on the flip side, right, $5-10 million loans, right? We can do those too. So we're not limited in terms of the property type, in terms of the size of these properties, multifamily, multi-use even in cases. So, whatever's out there, we love a good challenge. Happy to kind of run any scenarios after this call. If your juices are starting to flow, you're thinking of some prospective clients, please let us know and we'll tell you what we can do. Everybody hear me okay?
All right. So
can you hear me okay?
Yes, Steve, you're good. So thanks, Steve. Thanks for walking us through.
Yeah. Sure. It broke up a little bit, so hopefully it's okay now.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay, great.
Yeah, thanks for kind of going through our mortgage product, and with that, I'll pass it to Janet to speak about the changes that we're introducing to the agent process.
Thanks, Amrish. Hi, everybody. My name is Janet Ferreira. I'm an agent success manager with HomeAbroad. I've met most of you And the ones I've not, it's a pleasure meeting you, and you at least get to see your face. I'm sorry, your voice now, but whenever I ask you, can I get an update? So here's the face, for that voice. And just wanted to, assure all of you that, this entire webinar, all the changes that we're bringing in, it's to ensure that, you succeed, close more deals, and that we make it more streamlined and easier for you. So just wanted to touch up on some of, the important changes that's coming along. And the first thing I want to speak about is pre-approved leads. So if you guys look at it, one of the biggest assets in the real estate is a customer who's pre-approved or has got that limit to go ahead and make that purchase. So the best part is in the future, 90% of the referrals that you get would be customers who would be pre-approved by Home Abroad or in good contact in touch with our loan officers and in the process of getting pre-approved. So this just means that that intent, that interest, based on the feedback that we got, uh, it's always important to focus on true qualifieds, and this is the best indication of a true qualified. The minute you have a referral who's been pre-approved, you know that this person is not really looking to waste time. The buyer is really interested, and it just gives you that confidence that okay, I'm getting a referral from Home Abroad, and it just means that you're spending time on the right lead as opposed to running behind a customer and checking and seeing if in case they've got that intent or not. Another advantage that you get with pre-approved leads from Home Abroad is it's going to be entirely the communication is going to be entirely streamlined. Now, anything to do with the lending process, these updates would hit directly to your inbox. You wouldn't need to run around behind a lender, to see what's happening, to check and see for updates. Because when I've spoken to a lot of you guys did mention that, we're waiting for an update from the lender. That problem is entirely solved now. Anytime our loan officer gets an update on the pre-approval process or the home buying journey in general, you'd get that update directly to your inbox just to make sure that you're updated and it saves you time. And the best part is when you collaborate with a loan officer, it just means that the deal would get closed sooner. It's more streamlined again, and it just ensures that every lead that you get from Home Abroad has a way higher chance of closing, as compared to the past. So that's one of the main things that I wanted to focus on in terms of pre-approved leads. Now that we've got what type of reference you'll get, going forward, let's talk about the new lead referral process that's going to be in place. And again, this process has been put in place to ensure that you've got control over the entire journey, and any referral that you work with, from point A to the last point, you're in control. So the first step that's going to be in the future now is anytime you get a referral, the first thing that will happen is you'll get an email, you'll get a notification, that there is a referral, that there's a lead looking for assistance, and you get the option to choose and assess if that lead is the right fit. Right? So you would get information like the customer's buying requirements, and if in case you feel that this is a lead that you can assist with, you get an option there, which is the next step to take an action. So let's say you can assist the customer with their requirements. You get an option there to accept. Let's just say that the area that the customer is looking for is an area that you don't work. You get an option to decline. So it's no more where you have to run behind someone to give that update. And again, on this point, I'd like to really appreciate all our realtors, because I've noticed that anytime that you're not able to assist the customer, you usually send an email or you update me letting me know that okay, I wouldn't be able to assist. So that's really amazing, for that proactive measure. And we just wanted to make it easier for you. So you get that option now to accept or decline. And let's say the customer is a good fit, you've accepted it. Again, the next step would leave you in control, because you get an option now to send that introductory text message to the client from your end, right? So it's an amazing personalized introductory text message. It's got a lot of power words to incite a response from the customer, and it does that first impression. But there would be times when you'd be busy, that introductory text message might have just slipped off your mind. But don't fret, because if in case that message is not sent within the first 30 minutes, We do it on your behalf. We make sure that an automated welcome message goes out. In this way, the customer experience does not get hampered, and you're still on track, and the customer can connect with you immediately. Yeah, I'm wishing for it. Thanks. Okay, so this particular slide, we've taken a lot of feedback from realtors, and I'm really excited, about the way going forward in terms of the dashboard experience. Just to be honest with you, right? So our intention was to create, a tool to give into your hands, where this particular tool would, empower you to handle your leads, your referrals in a much better way. So we're aspiring to create a lead management tool that would not just help you understand how many referrals you have, but also help you, track key metrics and gain valuable insights, and at the same time put in a lot of functionality to assist you with handling these referrals. So if you look at it, on the slide, there were some, really key points, but just wanted to talk about a few points which I feel, the functionality of it would really help you. The first thing is, in going forward now, anytime you open your dashboard, you would get an option to visualize your referrals, what stages they're in the sales cycle. In this way, with interactive charts, you get an option, and you get that understanding of which leads need to be focused on, and which leads, you're not really able to build that connection. And at that point, we would try our best to reestablish that connection for you. Apart from that, intuitive interface, we're also striving to help you stay organized, and to make your communications more easier and more organized in the sense that going forward, anytime, let's say you have to set up a reminder to talk to a customer, or if in case, there's a suggested action, like send an email or upload any documents. Now, this document upload feature is a very important feature, because anytime a loan officer, pre-approves a customer, they would just get it uploaded on the dashboard. You get access to it immediately. Anytime you need to share any documents with the loan officer, you've got that option right there. There's no more, waiting for someone to reply to your email. It's everything right on your dashboard. Helps you stay organized. And the biggest challenge that we face is, because our customers are from different countries, that time difference is a big factor that could spoil everything. So we need to ensure that communication goes seamless, and our dashboard is going to ensure that your messaging, anytime you have to schedule anything, it's going to be more easier for you. And at the same time, when let's say you interact with the customer, and you've got to put in some important notes, so that the next time you look at that referral, you know where you stand. There's going to be a comprehensive conversation history, which will allow you to understand, okay, this was the conversation we had last time with the customer, and where you should go going forward. Apart from that, data-driven decisions, again, it's that visual factor. The minute you see a chart, you get that key, you're able to track certain metrics that can help you understand how your performance, or how many closings you have in the coming months or in the same month. And you get an option to prioritize which customer you really need to focus on, and which customer you need to probably just drop me a text message or give me a call and let me know that I've got to reestablish that connection. Right? And again, prioritizing with ease, again, to identify high potential opportunities. And going forward, another great part is you're going to receive real-time notifications for any new leads or any updates. It's going to be real-time notifications so that you don't miss out. And let's just say there is an update for a customer. Let's say one of your referrals gets pre-approved. You get to know immediately, so that okay, now it's time for me to start showing properties and try getting the deal closed soon. So it's going to be an amazing time ahead, and I'm really excited. And yep, Amrish, I'm done with the slide. Okay, so
awesome. Thanks, Janet. Thanks for kind of walking through the agent process. Some of these changes have already been implemented. Some of them are still in work, but we expect to launch everything by end of August. Lot to look forward to. I think especially with the launch of HomeAbroad Loans and the improved agent process that we are building on our end right now. Very, very excited about the future prospects, and we will of course let you know as soon as these are live in our dashboard as well. With that, Steve, if you want to just kind of quickly introduce the team.
Yep. So you've met myself, Amresh and Janet. We have two other mortgage consultants on our team right now, Rachel Spaccaratelli and Jason Saylor. We're actually actively adding to our team as well, just because of the influx of business that we have seen, which is really, really exciting. But Rachel and Jason are both really experienced in working with in the mortgage industry, as well as working with foreign clients. So you're in good hands with any of us. And then Michelle Laurie, who is our real estate consultant, who provides us a ton of education and keeps us up to date on the latest in your world, right, in the real estate world, and is a really huge asset to our company as well.
Awesome. Thanks, Steve. So with that, thank you everyone for joining the webinar. It was really great to have everyone over here. You'd see a Q&A icon on the top. If you could use that to ask your questions. I'm going to read those questions in here, and one of us will try our best to answer any queries you might have. I think we have one from Paul Johnson here, Steve.
Yep.
I think this probably you can take this. Can you qualify a client with a DSCR loan using some of the client's personal funds and rest coming from the investment income?
Yeah, so I think I understand the question correctly, and Paul, feel free to take it offline if I don't understand it. In terms of, so I'll answer the question in two different ways just in case. So in terms of funds needed for closing, so down payment, reserves, things like that. A client can qualify using as little as 10% of their own funds for a down payment. They can use gift funds and things like that to cover the rest of a down payment for a DSCR loan. In terms of the investment income, in terms of that investment income, that's going to be solely what we use to qualify the borrower. If for some reason that ratio doesn't work out, we can in some cases do like an asset utilization in lieu of a DSCR, or we can just go full doc if the ratio doesn't work out. But in terms of assets and reserves needed for closing, that's what we could use. We can use current assets they have on deposit and a combination of that and gift funds.
Yeah, one quick thing to also mention on this is, each property is qualified based on its own merit. So each property, when we do a DSCR loan, it's by property, right? So we're looking at that particular property's income to qualify them for the loan versus their personal income. So if the question was around, can we use part of their personal income and a part of the investment income? That's won't be the case. We would qualify either based on the property's income, which would be a investor cash flow or DSCR loan, or on the personal income, which would be a full doc loan. Other question from Paul was, are there certain countries that you are unable to work with? I can take that. Yes, we don't work with any country that would be sanctioned by the United States. So anyone that is on the OFAC list are the only countries that we would not work with. Apart from that, we are open to business for every other country in the world. I have a question from Jessica Perla. When will current clients be told of these changes? So Jessica, the question is around, about the launch of our HomeAbroad loan. So we're trying to devise a strategy where we would let our old clients know about the recent changes on our platform, including launch of HomeAbroad loans, and see if now some of them that might have been said no by our lender partnership in the past would come back to us and would want to do business. So we have actively kind of devising strategy around that. If I misunderstood your question, just feel free to reply on the comment and I'll address that as well. A question from Melrose. Can you speak about seasoning of funds coming into the US? Steve, maybe you can take that.
Yep, absolutely. So in most cases, funds do not need to be in a U.S. financial institution until 10 days prior to closing. So it gives our clients a lot of time to, go through the account opening process, which we can assist with as well. But funds do not typically need to be seasoned in a U.S. account any longer than 10 days prior to closing of the loan. The lenders will ask for, in most cases, to see 60 days of seasoned funds in any financial institution, but they will not need to see those funds in the U.S. any more than 2 days, or I'm sorry, 10 days prior to closing.
Thanks, Steve.
Hmm?
I have a question from V Suarez. Are the new referrals coming in already pre-approved? The main issue I had was leads coming in that were not serious buyers. Can I get the link to new dashboard? I only have an old email from 2022 about the dashboard. Maybe Janet, you can take that.
Absolutely. And thanks for this question. You're absolutely right. In the past, there was this big issue of, a lot of referrals coming in that were not serious buyers. But that's all going to change now. We've taken your feedback really seriously. We've taken a look at that market. And that's why we have focused on the one factor that could ensure that every referral that you get is a high intent lead. If you've got a customer who's already been pre-approved, that's like 70%, of that journey already covered, right? So that right there is going to show you that intent. It's going to ensure that every buyer that we connect you with is going to be a serious buyer, and not someone just looking around, just trying to grab information.
And Janet,
also,
I'll piggyback on what you just said, right? It's also not about not being a serious buyer per se, right? Sometimes it's just a new process, right? They're exploring new country, investment to a new country, and sometimes that process takes time. What's good about the new process that we are launching, we will be the contact point for the customer till the point they are ready. So all the nurturing, all the education, till the point they are ready to transact is going to happen from our end, right? So we are now going to send referrals your way when they're ready to transact. When they have, when they come back to us and say, hey, here's my asset documentation. I need a pre-approval. I'm ready to go in the market and put offers on the properties. The process we are kind of incorporating right now is we send clients over to you at that point. So just by the virtue of what we are doing and the changes we are doing right now in the process, where we do the heavy lifting of nurturing the client, making sure our name and brand is on, in top of their mind. All that happens on our end, and when they're ready to actually go and put offers in the property, that's when we are sending your way. So I would say, a lot of that nurturing, what we call as a serious buyer, quote unquote, is going to happen. To convert that, not so serious buyer to a serious buyer is going to happen on our end, and then we're going to send the clients over to you. I think Iris has a similar question, all the leads scrubbed. So I hope what I just said kind of answered that question as well. I have another question from Vivian. What did you say was coming to Florida in August? I didn't understand that question, but I'll try to, just rephrase it. I hope, Vivian, what you're asking is, what we are launching in August. So in August, our property search platform that we talked about, where the consumer will be able to put in some attributes, and our AI-powered property search platform would actually show them the right property that kind of meets their investment objective, that we are launching end of August. In addition, a lot of the dashboard changes that Janet talked about is also going to be launched, between mid to end of August. I don't, I think Florida part is probably, I didn't understand that. So if you could just comment back on that question and let me know, I'm more than happy to answer. So I have another question from Lisa. Where are you marketing to get these leads? So I'll take that as well. So Lisa, we don't run a lot of performance marketing per se. Like a lot of these leads come to our platform organically through education and awareness. Our website houses list of more than 200 plus content pieces, focused on foreign national buyers. So a lot of these clients, would be on the internet looking for things like, can you invest in US real estate? Can I buy a house in US as a foreign national? And they would land on one of our content pieces to then, educate themselves and submit a lead inquiry with us. Having said that, we do run some performance marketing campaigns as well, across different channels, social media, Google, etc., to drive leads. But a majority of that is led through education and awareness. Another question from Melrose. Would you be reaching out to customers that have been approved already with your current lender partners? That's a dicey one. We might, depending if you have a client that you really want us to reach out to, let us know, and we will reach out. Right now, we are just so busy with the new lead inquiry that are coming in, and one of the reasons I'm very excited about what we are doing on the lending shop is we are just able to get more traction through our process, and I've spoken to some of the old lender partners as well, and their process was just not suited to serve this kind of clientele, and the technology that we have built in our organization, I can tell one thing with high degree of confidence is from a technological standpoint, we're 10x better than any other shop that serves foreign national, which includes, cross-border communication, making sure we are interacting with the client on their devices in their language. So we have built, tools on our end that can communicate with the client in their language real time while our loan officers are typing in English. So, all that has resulted in a lot of traction and a lot of engagement on our end that was missing when we were sending leads to other lender partners. And that gives me a lot of confidence based on what we are seeing. We're only going to be better and better from this point on. So in terms of addressing the core of your question, will we be reaching out to clients who have been approved by other lenders? Not the priority right now. Because we're just so busy with the current leads, but we might reach out to some of the old clients from last 6 months just to check in where they're in the process, and if they would want to consider our loan product. We'll just introduce our loan product and let them know what our latest terms are, and if they would want to consider. One thing I would say is our terms for foreign national mortgages is one of the best in the industry. I can say the same thing for domestic investors as well. So anyone who is US-based, domestic-based investors, the products are essentially the same. And we have one of the best terms for domestic-based investors as well. I have a question from Paul. Can we send you other clients for loans that did not originally come from HomeAbroad? Steve, I'll let you answer that.
Yes. No, of course. Yeah. I mean, we are always happy to help. I mean, it's actually better. It's a better experience from our end, from our clients' end. When you're presenting them to us, we can, and I think I'll answer one of the other questions that I saw come through here as well, in terms of having some sort of flyer available. And I know that's something that we're working on as well. So something that you'll be able to give your clients that gives a little bit of background on who HomeAbroad is, who we are. And, Paul or anybody on this call, if you do refer us a client, having that one-to-one connection is something that, that we can guarantee. So you refer it to me or to Jason or to Rachel or anybody else on this team, you'll have a phone number, you'll have somebody direct to speak with. And, our goal is really to provide the best possible experience for your clients.
Yeah. And one thing also I'd just piggyback on, our referral business, the HomeAbroad Inc., the entity, the real estate brokerage that refers leads to our real estate agent partners, and our HomeAbroad Loans business are two separate entities, right? So they are two different companies. They're two separate entities, right? So any lead, and if you need assistance with loan for foreign national clients, feel free to refer them over. You're not gonna owe us any referral fee, etc. on your clients. We pride in us sending business to you. We want to for you guys to see HomeAbroad as a source not only to get additional business, but also as a company that can help with your clients, right? So, and really my stress is on building partnership and building a relationship. You'd be very comfortable about picking up a phone and calling any one of the loan officers that you work with. One thing I would stress on is you'll always have someone answer your phone, let you know what's latest and greatest on that transaction, and keep you in loop. That's something that we really pride ourselves on, and making sure that you always know what is going on with the loan process, and very, very transparent, and upfront with you from the get-go. Cool. I have another question from Andy Radek. I have had good experience so far with HomeAbroad leads. Is there a way to specify budgets that I want to work with? Also, congratulations on the HomeAbroad loans launch. Thank you, Andy. In terms of budget, we are working on some, enhancement on our dashboard that will allow our agent partner to specify what range they want to work with. However, I would just say, we are a little bit also careful. We want to make sure that we are fair. The real estate agent partner that would accept a lead that has the price point of less than $300,000, we'd also want that agent partner to receive $1 million lead from us, right? If we just restrict agents and saying, okay, since this agent only wants to work with, say, 500,000 plus or $1 million plus, a budget range, that's unfair to agents, who would want to work on all price ranges. So while we can do that, it will restrict the leads that you might get from us. However, if you have a tight, if you really don't want to work under a certain price point, do let us know. We try to make all price point attractive. I know for anything under 150 or 250, I forget the exact price point, but we charge a flat referral fee. We understand there's a lot of work that goes on from your end, and if you have to pay a referral fee on top of that, might not be worth your time. So we try to make all price points really attractive. Having said that, if you have any specific feedback for us, more than happy to hear and act on them. I think Steve, you address the question on flyers. We are making some specific flyers, and we will share them with all our agent partners. We'll also, keep those flyers on your dashboard so you can download them at will as well. So that's coming. Melrose, congrats on bringing loans in-house. Thank you, Melrose. I'm looking at, okay, so last question is from Iris. Have you partnered with any attorneys? So Iris, we're always looking for partnership. We are looking to partner with real estate attorneys in our platform, as well as immigration attorneys. That's coming. That's not something that has been launched yet. At this point, since our loan product is more focused on investors, we are looking to bring international CPAs, or tax advisors on our platform. So if a client needs advice regarding taxes, etc., there's someone that they can really speak with. Really, from a real estate transaction standpoint, the taxation part is not important at the beginning phase of the transaction, but some clients really want to understand, what are the tax, applications of, the real estate transaction that they would be doing in the US. So we'd like to give that opportunity to them if they want to partner with someone. In terms of attorneys overall, I think that part will kind of take priority when we launch our newcomer product, where we will have immigration attorneys, or real estate attorneys on our platform as well. So Paul, thank you. This is the best thing HomeAbroad has done by providing loans. Thank you, Paul. I'm really looking forward to working with you as a lender for foreign nationals. Thank you, Paul. We look forward to working with you as well. Andy, is the property search platform only for HomeAbroad customer, or it can be available to anyone? When we initially launch it, Andy, it will be available to HomeAbroad customers only. So they would have to submit a lead inquiry with HomeAbroad, and we are building a customer dashboard within which they will see the property search platform. What's really cool about this platform is it's not just going to recommend them areas or where to invest or which property to invest. It will also give them the reason why. And I don't know if you guys have used ChatGPT. So think about ChatGPT, right? It's going to have a very similar kind of UI UX experience, but only thing is, they're going to see the properties in there, but also the reasoning why our platform is showing them the properties, right? So it's going to be really data driven, something that not only educates the investors, but also helps them give the reason why behind what we are showing to them. Having said that, in the second phase, we might open it up for any consumers. That's in the plan, but the initial rollout will be only for HomeAbroad customers. I hope that answers the question. I currently use MLS to set up my clients. How is the property search platform different? So the property search platform is not any different. It will pull up listings that are on MLS, but the only difference is the customer can, put attributes or criteria that they're looking to, get from an investment standpoint, right? So you have, thousands and thousands of listing on the MLS, right? What we have seen, the foreign national clients who have come in, right? They put an area, on their inquiry, but they're really not sure that that's the area where they want to invest, right? And that's one of the reason why some of the earlier leads you might not have seen engagement, right? Because they put something in, but they don't really know if that is the area they want to invest in, right? So we're trying to kind of cross that bridge for the customer, right? We're trying to save them hours and hours of research. Yes, the properties will be the same properties that will be on the MLS, right? But someone has to still do the research, on what is the perfect investment property for them, right? The platform is actually cutting down that hours and hours of research. All they need to do is click some buttons on our platform, and our backend algorithm will take those attributes and really pinpoint those investment properties that meet their investment objective, which would be either I need to make certain cash and cash return, rental yield. I want to buy property in with an area with increasing job growth, population growth, whatnot, right? So whatever matters to that investor the most, whether it's cash flow, whether it's rental yield, whether it's the right market where they want to buy, that legwork of doing that research will be taken care by a property search platform. But keep doing what you guys are doing. You're setting up clients on the search platform, and I would not change that. I would keep doing that. What we are trying to do with our property search platform is create that urgency, right? So for example, say a client saves few properties, that would had given them the cash flow that they needed or the investment objective that they had from that investment, right? Say that property goes off the market. We send an email to the client, a notification saying, hey, this property that you just saved that have given you this return, X percentage return, is now off the market. Now that creates urgency for the client to transact faster, right? That's what we're trying to accomplish with this property search platform. Help them with the research, so it cuts time on their end to do that research, and B, create that urgency to transact versus okay, I'm gonna get this investment property at my own pace. So we're trying to create that urgency through the platform we are creating. Can you add our listings to your home match platform? Yes, that's something that we are looking to do, right? So as we grow our platform, one thing what we are looking to do is market your properties to the foreign nationals. So we'll be reaching out and try to build partnership with builders, with real estate agents like yourself who want to market your properties that's available to sell through on HomeAbroad, right? And we will create something like HomeAbroad exclusives, etc., where the international clients can see the properties that are within the exclusives, to really kind of create that marketing channel and have more eyeballs from an international standpoint on your listings and your properties. So absolutely, yes, something that's on our plan. This question comes from Jessica Perla. How are you planning on educating the buyers that their agents would need a written agreement and they might have to pay out of pocket to pay the agent as per our judgment? So, Jessica, this is a good question. We are in the same shoes as you. We are trying to figure this out as you are, right? If the question comes to us, from a buyer standpoint, we will educate our buyers that, hey, you need to sign the broker buyer agreement. At this point, we are going to more have the customer talk to you to get a better understanding, because we believe you are the best person to explain that to the customer versus us. We're going to set expectation that the agent will have you sign a buyer broker agreement, and really that shouldn't change anything for the customer unless the seller doesn't decide to, put commission separate for the agent, right? And in that scenario, the buyer can have a discussion with you that only show me properties where seller has, but I don't have to pay out of my pocket, right? So still we are figuring things out. We don't know exactly how this will pan out. We will of course look forward to your feedback and your experiences as this things, takes in shape. I'm hope based on my conversation with a lot of the agents that I've spoken with, my understanding is though this buyer broker agreement is now required, from a practical standpoint, not much should change in the market, right? But I'm not envisioning a scenario where now buyers paying a 3% or 2.5%, commission becomes the norm. Still, I think the expectation is, seller would kind of pocket a lot of that cost, but it's crystal clear mentioned in the buyer broker agreement, and something that was optional before is not going to be optional anymore. So just having that educated conversation with your clients on why this is needed, what is the purpose, and what their obligations are will be helpful. From our perspective, we will steer them to you to have that conversation, because we really believe you guys are the subject matter experts who can really have that conversation with the client versus us. Thank you, Jessica, for sending us the contact for one of your lawyer partners. We'll definitely take a look. I don't see any other new questions coming in. Okay, just one came up. Okay. Yeah, so it says, I agree, we should be the ones as realtors to have that conversation. Yep, we are hoping for the same, and we are here to help you guys, in any way, shape, or form we can.
And I just wanted to say one other thing. So as I mentioned earlier when I was speaking earlier, is a lot of our clients are just getting educated on how this process works, how they not only, what they need to do to qualify, what the mortgage process looks like, what the home buying process looks like, but also where to buy. All of you are experts in the location in which you do business. So I added my phone number, I added my email address. If anybody at any point wants to send me documents and send me anything that you have regarding your specific area, or if you just want to have a conversation about the benefits of, where you do business and how it could help our investors, we'd love to have those conversations, refer our clients to you as they become available. You're the experts, you're the people that we want our clients talking to when it comes time to really start looking at homes and finding the right opportunity for them. So, it's definitely a two-way street, and we want to be able to provide you all the information that we can from a financing perspective, and would love to collaborate with all of you in terms of, why, X location, X city is the best place for our clients to buy.
Great. I will take one last question, and then I know we are a little bit over time, and we'll end this webinar. Questions from Andy, and this is, I think, really important. How do I send my non-home abroad leads to HomeAbroad Loans? Great question, Andy. We are just launching our referral partner platform. So you would be able to refer leads very simply, through that platform. For our agent partners, within the dashboard, we will actually include a referral link for you to refer your non-home abroad leads to HomeAbroad Loans from a financing standpoint only. The great thing about that platform is not only you'll be able to refer leads with a really simple process, but also keep a track on those leads as they progress, in the loan process with us. So we'll launch that shortly, and we'll communicate that with our agent partners. With that, Iris, we are based out of Buffalo, New York, and Suarez, we would be, as I mentioned, that we will be open to our listings, your listings to our home match platform as we kind of progress in that direction. With that, I would end this webinar. Thank you everyone for staying a little bit over time as well. Really, really excited for the future. Really, really looking forward to it. We are on a great path, and I really appreciate the partnership of each and everyone over here. So thank you so much. Have a great day, and we'll speak soon. Take care.